teacher at IPC for 24 years.
And what do you teach?
I teach I taught global challenges, sort of about where do we head in the world, and I also taught up to a year ago. I taught development management. I mean, Nilima has taken over that now, and then I teach One with Nature, and I teach sustainable gardening and creative writing.
And you publish so many books.
Yeah, and that's my other life. Yeah.
So
yeah. Yes.
So first question, what is your favorite color and why?
Oh, I don't really know. Maybe green, different shades of green. I don't know. It just reminds me about something beautiful. Could also be different shades of orange, depending on the connection and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what did you love to do as a child?
I was very good at playing. I mean, making up worlds and making up sort of fantasy worlds, and I had sort of. I also had an imaginary friend that I played with all the time, and I arranged all kind of things. So yeah, I was very playful until I was quite big. I just wanted to play. Yeah.
So nice. What did you want to be when you were younger?
Basically, I wanted to save the world as such in one way or the other. And this is actually, I was like imagining myself, helping poor people, things like that. Actually, it's true. It's not something I'm making up. And this is also why I chose the education that I actually chose in the end. Yeah.
But before IPC, so where do you work?
I'm educated at the university here in Denmark, Roskilde, in something called International Development Studies and Geography. And it's basically about sort of international relations and all these kind of things, relation between the rich and the poor world. And then I got a job in the UN system, so I worked there for a number of years, and then later I came back and worked for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Denmark, and then I ended up here. Yeah, and so yeah.
How was it?
Huh?
Good?
What?
How was it to work?
Here?
No, there.
It was really tough to work in the UN system, I felt. First I was working in a headquarters, and it was a good learning process, but it would not be the kind of working environment I would spend my life in. This kind of career thinking and so on is not really me. And then I worked in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Also, I felt that kind of I was disconnected to the real problems and so on. But that was better when I came here. I was like working with people from development countries and all over, and sort of teaching development management, teaching them how to do projects and things like that when they came back home. I felt that it was all meaningful. I mean, everything I did was actually meaningful, but this was not less meaningful. And I liked the environment here. Yeah.
When you think of your education, how do you feel?
When you think of your education, how do you feel? I feel good. I started in a very alternative school in Denmark when I was, when I started school. We had at that time, there were 2 alternative schools in Denmark, and they are very inspired by the Summerhill School. Have you heard about that? It's a British school that was already started in 21 by A.S. Neal. It's very, very alternative, very free and sort of respectful towards kids and no pressure, all these kind of things. So I started in a school that was very inspired, a small school. We had a lot of sort of creative subjects. We had no exams, there were no pressure. You could read when you felt like it. There was nothing, now you have to be able to read at this stage. No. And I wasn't, as I said, I really liked to play, and I had a really good friend there, and we were playing. And the teachers were like, yes, let them play, this is the best thing you can do. They were, I mean, we are both we both educated in universities now. So, she learned a bit earlier to read than me. I was like, quite, up in the grades before I felt interest in it, but then I learned it in that time. But they were really open. If you feel like, that was it. And we were playing. When they taught us to math, at least we did it the way that we had small shops. We painted, in cardboard, and we made our little shop. And then you have to, buy things from different shops, and you went around and you were selling, and you wrote down how much and the money and so on. So it's like playing, but we felt that we need to be able to be able to calculate and things like that. So that was how the school was. It was very alternative. But the Danish school system in general, if you think of it, they were actually inspired by this kind of alternative. When I went to, when I became older, I went to the other that alternative school in Denmark that started at the same time. I came there in the higher grades, and actually in my class, the son of the Ministry of Education, he was a student there. So, you can see the influence to the Danish school system in general. All these things about doing project work and, being very close to the teacher, discussing with the teacher, all that is also coming from this kind of alternative school system that influenced the rest of the system. So I feel very good. And then I had the few years in high school before university. That was horrible, because that was a very old-fashioned high school. But I tried it, and I just agreed that to myself, no, this is horrible. But then I went to a modern university, a very good university. All the universities in Denmark are the same level. They're all free, and it's not, this is a good university or this is not less good. Doesn't exist. It's all the same. They're all state universities, and the level is exactly the same. So it doesn't matter whether you're educated in Aalborg, Aarhus, Roskilde, or Copenhagen, or somewhere else. It's absolutely the same. So, but the university I came to in Roskilde was very modern at that time, with a lot of group work and a lot of team building and so on. And I found that very, very sort of, for me, it was something I knew.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
So, how do you think people should feel in a classroom?
They should feel inspired. They should feel motivated. They should feel welcome. I'm not saying that it can be fun all the time, because it's not. To learn new things is not necessarily always fun, but it should be fun sometimes. But it should also be active, so you feel that you're part of this. And then I feel that students, of course that's very difficult to tell students that have come from a system where it's very strict and it's all based on marks and exams, but the ideal thing, and that's what we are talking about in Denmark, is that you have a personal responsible for learning. It's not something that you are, but it's something you want, and you feel responsible. You take responsibility for your own learning. And I feel that's a problem in many cases, that you don't really, It's just something I have to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
So, what is the point of education?
What is the point of education? I mean, it's necessary. I mean, otherwise, what do you mean? I mean, what do you mean? What's the point of? So why do you take an education?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, with the level of, I mean, in a modern society, it's completely impossible, or it's very, it's difficult to function if you don't have some kind of education.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not saying that it has to be a university education.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any kind of vocational training or technical training is also good.
Mm-hmm.
And here, that kind of education is good. Because it's not only, you know, if you become a carpenter, you also have a lot of theory and things like that. And becoming a carpenter in Denmark is actually, it has also high status. It's not low status job.
I see.
Because in many other countries, you know, being practical, doing something practical, it is low status. It's not the case here.
Yeah.
That's true. But being completely without education, that's difficult.
What makes your heart sing? What makes your heart happy?
Oh, yeah, that's of course to see my kids thrive. Yeah, and yesterday my youngest daughter, she had a book published. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and it's poems with some. I mean, it's not paintings. It's there's illustrations that she has done, and yeah, it's a kind of collage illustrations, and and it's a good publisher who, and of course that makes my happy sing, my heart sing. Yeah, I'm really happy about that. And then I mean when I see them thrive, and but of course I also love writing myself, and. But I also feel that if I'm in a classroom and I can feel there's good interaction, I feel the students are engaged, it also makes me happy.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. So last question. How has IPC changed, affected you?
Oh, it's so many years. You can think, I mean, it's really big part of my work life. Yeah. And I feel that it has been the right thing for me. Also because I was able to combine it with writing, which is now what I want to do. Of course, it has not always been easy. I mean, it's never easy, and it's never just the same to work in a focus school. There are changes all the time. But it's mainly been a really good job, basically. And I feel very... I feel I was respected, and I also feel that you know, I'm listening. I mean, the other teachers are listening to me, and all these kind of things, which just makes you feel good. Yeah. But I also felt sometimes that I mean, students are not behaving and so on. I mean, and that's very annoying. But generally, it's been a good life here.
So tomorrow is last day for you.
Yeah, actually Thursday. Thursday is then it's the last day. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
No, I feel good about it. I will come back as an hourly paid teacher, as I said, and write. And I mean, in the second part of the autumn term to teach creative writing. Yeah. But I feel good. It's the right time. You should not stretch it too far.
Oh.
I cannot. There are things that I'm simply not able to do anymore. I'm getting too tired. Yeah.
I enjoyed your class last time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I enjoyed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Okay.
Today was Gertrudo.
Thank you. And all the best. Yeah, I'll see you. We'll say goodbye later. Yeah.